afternoon, good evening to a few of you. Welcome to the community briefing. Today is the 18th of August in the year 2022, and we are glad you've joined us here today. Thank you for joining us. We've got some great information. Our guest today that will be joining us is Mr. Wendell G. Brown, and he is a Supplier Diversity Program Manager with the Chief Operating Office of Wells Fargo and Company. And he'll be joining us later. Hey, there he is. So you see him there. So we'll be introducing you there in a moment. And we're glad you're here. So definitely put information about yourself in the chat. Obviously keep yourself on mute unless we have addressed you and asked you to chime in. Questions will go in the chat box. My name is Gregory Sneed, and I have a company named Lifesaver Financial Services where I help my clients keep more of the money they make. In fact, today I posted about helping people with a spending plan because many people have too much month at the end of their money. About that, right? your money's gone, but there's still a month left. So if you'd like help with that, I can assist you. I'll put some information in the chat. And I help my clients with life insurance solutions, financial coaching, and financial literacy training, because I firmly believe that when you feel better about your money, you feel better about your life. And now it's my pleasure and joy to introduce the queen of our community briefing, Miss Crystal Mitchell.
Welcome, everyone. Yeah, Greg, I always feel ecstatic when I got money. I don't feel so ecstatic when I don't. So welcome, everyone, to the community briefing. We are glad to have you here. This platform is designed for you, by us for you, to make sure that we are always at the center of what is going on in our community. Because if you don't, then you're probably my favorite is if you're not sitting at the table, then you're most likely on the menu. And so, welcome to the platform. It is co-sponsored and powered by Recycling Black Dollars. I am the co-director of Recycling Black Dollars, as well as the BBA, the Black Business Association. And we are proud and honored that Edison and the Southern California Gas and Wells Fargo are fiscal sponsors for the program. So we want to thank you guys, Wendell, and we're glad to have you here. I am the co-director of Recycling Black Dollars, as well as I have my own business, which I focus on business solutions, accounting, financial assistance to our small businesses in our community. I provide workshops and training and education and bookkeeping for multiple agencies here and organizations in the community for our small businesses. We have a fantastic team here. Mr. Gregory Sneed, Mr. Stephen Turner, myself, and Miss Robin Billups, that we come to you every Thursday morning at 11 a.m. to bring you our leaders and stakeholders that are making things happen in our community. So please put your comments and questions in and introduce yourself. This is a networking platform. This is Recycling Black Dollars used to have a once a month breakfast mixer. So now we do a breakfast mixer every week on Thursday. So please network and support each other. Mr. Chris Holton, how are you? And Emma Maxey and Mr. Lawrence. So welcome, everyone. I'm going to kick it back over to Mr. Greg, and he's going to introduce our guests. We'll see you guys.
We also
enjoy.
have our other co-hosts, Stephen Turner and Robin Billups. Who
Yes.
Yes.
I did.
Good. Oh, that's our team, and we are glad you all here. So today we have Mr. Wendell G. Brown. He will share with us later what the G stands for. It's not Gregory, right? Okay. So he is in Supplier Diversity Program Manager and in the Chief Operating Office of Wells Fargo and Company. He has an unwavering passion for people and works to ensure that all individuals receive equal opportunities in the workplace and the marketplace, regardless of race, ethnicity, gender, religion, age, physical, or mental handicap. Well, at least me, all right. Physique, gender, identity, or sexual orientation. That about covers it all. and he has been with Wells Fargo for more than 18 years. And he's in supply chain management. He's responsible for developing and engaging certified diverse suppliers to integrate them into the Wells Fargo sourcing and procurement. And Crystal and her other business partner Gilbert help companies be certified ready or get certified, because that is one of the big stumbling blocks. And I'm sure he'll be talking about that for individuals looking to do business with banks and corporate. Is you got to have your paperwork and your company together. He works with a company in wealth management, consumer banking, consumer lending, commercial banking, and he's also a member of the Chief Operating Office in Commercial Banking Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Council. They have a council that looks at that. He's also a member of the Black African American Connection Team. And let's see, throughout his career, he's led different supply chain initiatives. He was with Cigna Corporation. He was also in supply chain. Prior to that, he's held various positions with Honeywell International Supply Chain Management, and he works closely with businesses to help them with external suppliers to develop strategies to increase profit margins. So he knows how to get things done. Wendell is a native of Charleston, South Carolina. He's a graduate of South Carolina State University. He enjoys spending time with his family, local community. He's married. He's got two daughters. They got you three to one, huh? Outnumbered. And he's also a member of the greatest fraternity in the world. Where's my little background here?
Okay.
Yeah. The greatest fraternity.
Okay, I
see. Alpha Phi Alpha.
Well, you got backgrounds on demand, man.
I got backgrounds on demand. Please welcome to the virtual stage, Mr. Wendell G. Brown.
No, brother Greg, I appreciate that introduction, and everyone, thanks for the time today. I apologize because I actually have a hard stop at 2:30, but I really want this to be a conversation rather than a presentation. I'm a part of the Wells Fargo Supplier Diversity team, where our team really, we really look for the best diverse suppliers to do business with our bank and with our enterprise. We spent over $1 billion, roughly 1.4 billion last year, just with diverse suppliers across every category. So just my day job really is I'm meeting with business leaders across our bank. I'm trying to really understand, what vendors they're using today. And then I'm partnering with external partners like the National Minority Supplier Development Council, right? So that organization is one of the largest organizations that certifies minority-owned businesses. And then we partner with different organizations like WeBank, who certify women-owned businesses, and then Navoba, NVBDC, NGLCC. These are different organizations that Wells Fargo partners with to help us find the best certified diverse suppliers to do business with our bank. And so, then we also, offer a level of mentorship in regards to capacity building investments, where our team really, we spend over $1 million a year in investing capital into different capacity building programs, where we know that, there's some small and diverse businesses who may not be ready to do business with the large brand like Wells Fargo. So we want to take them through a level of executive education, where we have some of our business leaders that are involved, our team's involved, our procurement organization is involved within the capacity building program, really to help small and diverse businesses, build scale, build knowledge, and really get them ready to do business with the Fortune 500. Yes, we want you to do business at Wells Fargo, but we want to get you ready to do business with the Fortune 500. So partnering with different organizations and getting certified provides you access, right? It provides you access to, supply diversity professionals like myself, where I'm an advocate for diverse vendors who don't have a seat at the table. So when I do see a business opportunity that comes across our team's desks, because now I would say roughly, a few months ago, every business opportunity RFP comes across the supply diversity team's desk now. That's something that we've been working on for a couple of years, where now we are fully integrated into our sourcing process. And in some categories, it's tough to find the right diverse suppliers. So it's, being involved and integrated with some of those organizations that I mentioned will help us, get to know you, get to understand your core capabilities. From an outreach perspective, I mean, Wells Fargo, we do a lot of different outreach. We sponsor different organizations. I heard that we're a partial sponsor, of this organization. So we do that, to help the organizations, thrive. But we also do that to really help, our stakeholders and deliver critical information into our diverse supplier community. So our outreach spans regionally and nationally through different organizations that share our commitment to supplier development. And we provide programs and services that strengthen the diverse businesses within our communities and the communities that Wells Fargo also serves. A part of our overall strategy has been to, Wells Fargo wants to be a part of the $1 billion roundtable. So $1 billion roundtable, I'm not sure if you've heard of that organization, but that organization in the in supply diversity is almost like getting to the Super Bowl, right? Where it celebrates an organization that celebrates corporations who provide supply diversity excellence, who spend over $1 billion or more first directly with diverse suppliers year over year. Wells Fargo is right. We're right at the door of getting inducted into the $1 billion roundtable. But some of our peers, we have about 32 of our competitors that are part of that today. So Wells Fargo definitely is serious about educating and doing business with the diverse supplier community. I'll just pause really quickly. I just wanted to see if we had any comments or questions from the audience.
What are some of the opportunities that Wells Fargo has RFPs for?
No, great question. So I think when we sit back and think about it, where banking is going digital, right? So I'm not sure the last time you walked into a branch to process a transaction, where we're looking for firms who have digital capabilities in regards to help us with our digital transformation, across our bank. So I think that's number one. Number two, we do a lot of general construction in different markets. So we're always looking, and especially Wells Fargo's 9 key markets, large general construction firms, right, who have the experience within financial services. So I think that would be opportunity number two. Opportunity number three, it will be consulting, right? So like when you think about your consulting services, your companies like EY, PwC, McKinsey and Company, I'm looking for the diverse ENY. I'm looking for a diverse Deloitte who, in some of those companies, you may have a partner who may had worked for a Deloitte and just said, hey, they left to start their own consulting firm, right? We're looking for those companies because we spent, I would say, less than 4% of our consulting services spend with diverse consulting companies, where I think there's a huge opportunity there, especially here at the bank. So those are probably just, some of the top ones that we really focus on today that we're really looking for. But, I could tell you 30% of our spend today that we spend with diverse suppliers come from professional services via staffing. So we partner with some of the largest diverse staffing companies in the world. We have a roster, I would say over 20, diverse staffing companies that we do business with today.
Okay.
One of the questions we have here is that can Mr. Brown address the issue of bank closures in the Black community, which makes it difficult for folks to bank and extra tough for new businesses to establish banking relationships? So the moving away from retail that impacts or helps some communities, but that negatively impacts others. Can you speak to that?
Let me say this. So like I could tell you, Wells Fargo has a diverse segment representation and inclusion line of business. So I would say, 2 years ago, we stood up our own line of business to focus on, that. So including diversity in to ensure that we have representation in diverse communities across the nation. I know that we are opening some certain branches, and I know that we're closing some branches. Like when you think about Wells Fargo, when you compare us to some of our competitors, we actually have the most branch network across the United States. So that's part of the reason why what's happening. The reason why you may see certain branches closing is just because we may have a surplus of too many branches in certain communities where we're actually opening certain branches in some of the underserved communities, where we may not have a presence today. And I think banking going digital is actually helping accelerate some of that, just because we're seeing a lower customer volume walking into certain branches. So you're going to see like a transformation of our branch network where you may not historically see the large branch that you used to see. It may be a smaller kiosk type service where you still can get the same products and services that a larger branch would offer, just at a smaller scale.
Where would a community-based organization like us, or to whom might we reach at Wells Fargo in relation to potentially a branch that's closing or an area that is underserved, so that that direct information. In other words, it may not be your office, but if you don't have that, would you be able to get that back to us? An email or a name or a committee that we can provide some feedback to them. Again, if one is about to close, or there may be an area where there's an opportunity for Wells Fargo to participate.
Yes, I can definitely get you that team information. Let me go back to see which contact they want me to send. But that's going to be our consumer and small business banking diverse segments organization that would handle that one.
Right. So we look forward to that. So Lisa, does that capture your question? Okay, got a thumbs up there. All right. Let's see information here. Okay. Where is supplier diversity housed within Wells Fargo, within your corporate structure? And can you provide two success stories with either small or medium sized minority business enterprises?
Yeah, no, that's great. So our supply diversity team, we report into the chief operating office. So the COO of Wells Fargo, who reports into the COO. We're under that organization, and we report directly into the chief procurement officer. So we're really integrated, locked into our strategic sourcing process. And I definitely have, lots of success stories. And one of them, I'm going to tell you my first success story, where I was in Houston, Texas. It was 2019 at a conference for women-owned businesses, and I met this small, business owner. She baked cookies, right? And I said, hey, send me, 5 boxes of your cookies, and she sent them over. And I sit on the same floor as our procurement organization, so I was having different strategic sourcing leaders just test their cookies out. I partner with different lines of business leaders. So one of my line of business leaders in our wealth and investment management group, he tried the cookies and he was just blown away. And he said, Wendell, you know what? We actually, we send gifts to our wealth clients. So Wells Fargo sends Godiva chocolate, wine, cheese. You know what we also send? We also send cookies now, where I was able to, connect her to a business group where she actually attained a $2 million deal here at Wells Fargo. So it was being in the right place at the right time. That was when I first joined the supply diversity team. That was my very first um, deal with a very small business. Her company is Gray Ghost Bakery. She's based out of Charleston, South Carolina. And Greg, never. I mean, that's my hometown. And it just so happens that she's based out of Charleston. But based off of that deal, she was able to open a brick and mortar in Charleston, right? So that was a huge success story. I would say another one that we have going on right now is, I'm not sure if you saw, I think earlier this year, our CEO and our head of small business banking flew to Atlanta, Houston, Charlotte to provide $20 million grants to small businesses in those cities. The head of small business banking came up to our team and says, "Hey, I think we have an opportunity here where we could, you know, in our meeting and events space, we could actually be doing business with small, local, diverse businesses in our 9 key markets." So what that conversation did, it opened up an opportunity where our team now is meeting with our meeting and events teams across our 9 key markets, and we're identifying different organizations, like from photographers, caterers, marketing and advertising firms, and Wells Fargo 9 key markets to support our enterprise meeting and events team. And we're also looking at ways to make the onboarding easier for those firms. And when I say onboarding, when you do business with Wells Fargo, and I'm saying getting a master service agreement, going through our onboarding process, ensuring that you have the right insurance, cyber insurance, construction insurance, commercial insurance, it can be a lot on a small business, where right now, for those meeting and events organizations and businesses, we're actually tailoring down the contract. We actually created a 4 to 5 page contract where, it's easier for them to do business with us. So I think that's a huge opportunity that's going to
That is
impact
huge. Yeah.
hundreds of small, diverse businesses who historically didn't get an opportunity because Wells Fargo was just doing it on a national scale, where now we're looking more regionally in certain categories.
And everybody on the call, make a note that if you're applying to Wells Fargo for any kind of business loan, definitely send cookies.
Or cakes or
Okay,
pies.
yeah.
I have one quick
Let's
question, Greg.
go ahead. Go ahead.
So, since the banking world is going digital, one of the things that I do as a consultant is I always encourage my small business owners to create a relationship with their banks. I bank at a different bank, and I still walk into my bank because I like the it's my cheers moment. They know me by name, so it makes me feel good when I walk in
Yep.
there. But how is that going to happen if they're looking to do business? And because procurement is about relationships. So
Yep.
how do you develop a relationship with a computer, or in the digital world, a bot?
Well, no, I mean, like I said, Wells Fargo, we have the most branches out there than, our competitors, right? So I think
Okay.
we're still in the marketplace. When you compare us to a Bank of America or a JP Morgan Chase, you're going to see more Wells Fargo branches out there in the United States than any of our competitors today. So we're still in the marketplace. And then, I think another way of having a commercial banker, you're going to have that relationship no differently than we're on a line today, right? So I think, having that relationship, building it face to face, you'll still have that opportunity. But then, there's going to be other methods of communication where I'm not sure if there's opportunity to do Zoom, or there may be an opportunity to, even have a more constant communication based upon, the business requirement. But I think at Wells Fargo, I mean, we have a team of commercial bankers ready to serve our clients' needs. So I don't think that's going to be an issue at all
Does
Okay.
Wells
in regards
Fargo
to
have
formal
a
communication.
Does Wells have a dedicated MBE portal?
So when you say MPE portal, so you mean like a
MBE,
registration?
minority. So if you're looking to encourage minority businesses, is there a separate portal? Is a separate way to get to the bank rather than coming through the corporate? If you're trying to make things more inclusive, providing a different pathway would help to channel that.
Yeah, so what I can do, I can actually provide a link to our portal where you can register to be a vendor here at Wells Fargo. So that our team manages that portal. So when we do have opportunities, that's the first database that our entire team is going to see what vendors have registered that with us. If they're a minority, they can be a veteran, they could be a woman on business. They're all going to that same portal.
Can we get that in the chat before you dash?
I actually don't have access to your chat, but I'm gonna send if you can, Greg. I was looking for your email address right before today's call. If you could send me an email, I'll respond with that. We actually have a QR code as well, where
Okay.
you can scan it by your phone and you can register with us online. So I'll send that to the team.
Okay. Yeah, you should have access. Maybe you're on a different device, but you should have
Yeah,
access to it.
yeah. So
Okay.
our internal firewall, for some reason on Zoom, they don't allow us to have access to the chat on Zoom. That's the only reason I don't have access.
Ah, okay.
Bianca has a question, Greg.
Yeah, go ahead for it. I'm searching through.
Hi, hi,
Hello,
Wendell.
Bianca.
How are you?
I think we met at the Urban League Conference in Cincinnati, Ohio in 2019. I was a Wells Fargo's guest on that conference. And I was surprised to find out that Wells Fargo has $500 million set aside to help Black-owned Black families get into their own home, you know, without having the 20% down. I mean, I'm Black, right? And I didn't know anything about it. So and I was sitting in there shocked at the Wells Fargo meeting about how much money they had set aside to help Black-owned families get into homes, get good jobs. How can we find out about it? I mean, is there a website or, I mean, I think that's something that we all would love to know so we could share it with our friends and colleagues.
Yeah, let me see where that's being communicated. I know you'll be able to find a lot of information on wellsfargo.com. I know, like, we do a lot of events. Like, I'm not sure if you heard of like the neighborhood lift events that we do in a lot of key markets where in that scenario, and I actually volunteer, right? I'm out of here. I'm based in Charlotte, so I know we do a lot of neighborhood lifts across our footprint where, you know, we do have home mortgage sessions. We offer different rebates and different opportunities for people to, you know, get, especially if they're first home buyers. So I can send you some information around that. I just wanted to see if there's, outside of wellsfargo.com, if there's any other communication channels that really outlines that.
I don't think I've heard of the lift, the Wells Fargo lift. I think I'm pretty in tune, but maybe I'm not.
For years, where, I mean, I was amazed, like, every time I volunteer for that, I mean, it's hundreds and thousands of people that come in that look like me and you, purchasing homes for the first time, and they get qualified right there on the spot. So I'll get some information, and Greg, I'll send that back for you.
What we'd like to do is we'll send you. We have a ton of questions in the chat. I know you said you had a hard stop coming up real quick, but we'll send you a list of these questions, and if you could reply back to us with that information, and then we'll get that back to the group. Is that fair to everybody? We can cover some of that, but I know you said unless you got an extension, we can keep going a little bit.
You have a hard stop.
Okay. Well, since it's right about that time, we want to thank you for joining us today, and bringing some great information. Again, it was a lot of questions that we have here that are unanswered. We'll compile those and get them to you, and great if we can get some responses back. It's a big issue, and it's tough for businesses to pierce that concrete barrier to get to participating with the banks, and I'm glad you guys are at least paring down some of the requirements for smaller businesses, because a lot of things are very complicated, and it just doesn't give those businesses the opportunity to participate. Crystal,
Yes.
anything before he bolts?
No, that's fantastic. So if you get that information, that lift program, in fact, I just had that conversation with someone this morning about the 20% down, and she would be interested in that, because she's going to have to relocate to another state to buy a home. Can't happen here in California. Yeah, that would be awesome. And also, what are some of the requirements that when you send that information for that a person needs to have in order to become certified with Wells Fargo? But we do.
Yeah, so when I send over our registration portal, it's going to have all of the requirements listed, and so you'll be able to see all of that with certifications that we require, and then you can have businesses register with us.
Awesome. Yeah, we have quite a few businesses. And since the pandemic, they're now even financially structured ready. They got tax returns and P&Ls now. Thank you, Wendell. We so appreciate you
Thank you.
being here. Come on back
I will. I
anytime.
will.
All
I
right. Thank you.
will.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Miss Emma Maxey, you want to tell us, you got anything to share with us? Like Skip's event this Saturday and
Yes. Please, by the way, we're sold out. And the ones that are fortunate enough to attend, I hope you have it's going to be a wonderful time. And the attire is dressed like the 70s. So I don't know if you got that message, but we don't want people to come in and feel different because people are dressed differently. So, it's going to be a great thing. We're looking forward to honoring Skip Cooper, and he's looking forward as well. And I thank all of you that took the time to support him, and he deserves so much. And I'm looking forward to Saturday. So that's all I want to say about that. I wanted to also mention that with the SBA, if you are still interested in the community navigation program, reach out to our district office, and we have a lead in our office that's working with people that are looking to get the benefits that this program offers. There's a lot of things you can get, training and things. A lot of the products and services that they provide you is the same that we use for our resource partners. I will be talking about a new initiative that we're going to bring to the attention of everyone, which is Operation Hope. And we are going to be rolling that out in Los Angeles on September the 14th. And this is a program where we have a memorandum between the SBA and Operation Hope. And the objective is to provide 1 million Black businesses, not jobs, but Black businesses in the next 10 years across the country. So we're really excited about that. And I hope you guys take part in that, and anything that it's not rolled out officially, but since it was announced earlier on a meeting that I was in, they weren't supposed to talk about it, but it's out there. And I'll get the location where we're going to have our first meeting. And I think it's going to be a wonderful program. We are going to help African Americans to start their own businesses. But we are also going to continue to support those that already have a business and work with you as well.
Does that mean there's going to be some capital for these new businesses?
There will be a lot of things that you will be surprised that we have. And there's a lot of capital out here now, and we really have to figure out how to take advantage of it. We're not doing that. And I just came off a call just prior to this meeting. And one thing that was announced was people are going to these meetings and talking about the contracts and the work that's been done. And it's after the fact. Everything is done. The primes are out there. They've decided, they plan things 5 and 10 years. And we need to understand this is what's going on. If you want to take advantage of this, President Biden and administration just signed these 2 bills, take advantage of that. There's going to be a lot of money out there in circulation. Prepare yourselves and take advantage of it. Don't be at the table listening to somebody said, oh, we built this project, we did this, we did that, and you weren't part of it, but you have the capability of doing it. So prepare now. Like, take advantage. Call me. I can help you with your small businesses and help you with any questions you have. Please take advantage of this. Is once in a lifetime opportunity that is happening. So be prepared. That's all I can tell you.
And that's so important, which is, obviously during the pandemic, one of the reasons the community briefing is existing because of the fact we always find out about everything when it's too late. So tell us, Emma, how we can do that. I do with Recycling Black Dollars, we do workshops, and all of our organizations are really trying to keep our small business communities in tune. So if we need to be more definitive about that and more intentional.
Let's connected. That's all. Stay connected. I tell everybody about this briefing. It's so important that people come on to this 1 hour a week briefing. And you get a lot of information, you meet a lot of different people, and I hope to see this platform grow. Get involved with the BBA, get involved with all the different resources, your Chamber of Commerce. You have to have a connection. You can't do it by yourself. And that's how you find out about information. Go to meetings, go to job fairs, find out what's going on in your communities, and don't sit back and wait for others to tell you. You have to do your own homework.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Appreciate it. Jackie ran into Skip. She said she thought he was skipping down the aisles the other day when she saw them in the market. So I guess he's pretty happy.
He's so elated. I'm serious. He is. I can't wait. And I really pray that God keep him. And he's just an amazing person. So I'm really, really looking forward to Saturday. A lot of you I see are on this call are going. So I'm really looking forward to seeing you all.
Yes, I'm looking forward to it as well. Greg, did you have something?
Yeah, so another reminder for those of you to put questions directly to Wells or to Mr. Brown in the chat, and we will compile them and forward them to him so that he can respond since he didn't have chat access. And if you want to send cookies to Wells Fargo, you can send them to Crystal and I, and we'll make sure to send him photos of those cookies.
Yeah, and we'll let you guys know how good they are. And since we got a few moments, guys, and we don't have as many people on, so if you guys want to do a quick introduction of who you are, what you do, and how individuals can connect and help you, and you help them, please, you have the floor. So, Miss Lisa, you want to tell them who you are?
Okay, you can hear me now?
Yes, we can.
Thank you so much, Crystal. I like your comment about how you like to walk in a bank and everybody knows your name. I want to use that in my story.
Yeah, my banker, I bank at City First Bank, and I've been banking there since they were formerly Broadway Federal, for those of you that don't know. Yeah. And I don't know if you guys know this story, but when Muhammad Nazarudeen was here, he actually converted and brought in close to $4 million of depositors to Broadway Federal. And so, of course, RBD's account is there and mine's is there. But yes, when I walk in the door at any of the branches that's still here, from the security guard all the way up to the president, they know my name.
It makes a difference. I'm sorry that he was talking about, going digital when, I think there's such a need for brick and mortar. Especially in the banking industry. It doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah.
Okay, I do have my little speech here.
Okay.
As you guys don't know, my name is Lisa Fitch. I'm the editor at Our Weekly newspaper. You see in the paper at the banks and the eateries and coffee shops in the neighborhood. Our community's truth can be read in Our Weekly and online at ourweekly.com. You should advertise with us. We're distributed to a great audience, lots of homes. The Mert Park, Ladera Heights, Baldwin Hills, Jefferson Park, Carson, Inglewood, Compton. The city has the largest number of African Americans in the entire state, and our readers are invaluable to your businesses. So give me a call anytime. I'm at lfitch at ourweekly.com.
And should our businesses be advertising in your paper?
Most definitely.
Okay.
We've got a lot of readers. As I mentioned, Carson, Compton, Inglewood, Ladera Heights, Baldwin Hills, Leimert Park. You want to reach these people.
Okay. And how would they get it if they do like if they had something going on in their businesses? Like Bianca does quite a few outreach programs, and Kevin and AJ and all of us, right? So how would we go about doing that if we have programs that, especially if they're nonprofit organizations? Is there an editorial section or something?
We don't print editorials as a rule. I'm getting a lot of feedback.
Me too.
The best bet is to send me a press release
Okay.
and send me a note about what you're doing, but you have to send it way in advance,
Okay.
at least 2 weeks in advance of your event.
Okay.
Because I'm planning next week's stories already. We come out every Thursday, but I've got a list of stuff that's going in next week's paper already.
Okay.
Our paper used to be a lot bigger, you know, because of the pandemic and everything. A lot of advertisers just haven't come back yet. Right now, you know, I've got a small paper, but I mean, it used to be like 30 pages. So
Oh, wow.
I'm hoping we get back to that.
Okay, well then you guys have heard that, but give her well in advance notice. I will be doing that for my entrepreneur kids who just all completed their program and competition. So I'll be giving you well advance notice.
That's the thing. I need stories like that.
Okay, awesome, awesome.
Hey,
Miss-
Crystal, I have a quick
admin
comment.
before you, Kevin. I think Kevin and Renee, you sent questions to me directly. Can you repost them to everybody so we can grab that in the chat?
I think mine was reposted to everyone already.
I didn't see it, but if you could try one more time, that'd be great. Thank you.
Sure.
I have like a quick comment about the bank, because a lot of times when small minority firms start a company, you're just working and trying to grow your company. There's a lot of stuff that we don't know. Like the moment that you get to $1 million, all major banks will give you a personal banker. So the moment your company gets to the $1 million level, you get a personal banker where you can call one person anytime to help you with any type of banking. The moment you get close to 5 million, they will give you a VP personal banker that will come to your office, help you fill out phone applications, help you fill out credit. If you need a credit line, and they will work with you one-on-one, and they come to you. So there's a lot of resources that all these major banks have that a lot of times we don't know that we have access to them. So it's a lot easier when we have a banking problem to email one person and knowing that they'll get back with us within an hour versus having to call the 800 number and press 5 and press this, you know. So we should all think about it. And then because when I found this out, I was like, well, how am I supposed to know? Nobody told me.
That's
You know,
the
so
thing.
we have to call our bank and say,
And before you get to that $1 million mark, how do you establish a relationship? You can't walk in a bank if the bank's closed.
digital bots.
That's exactly the issue. That's exactly the point. And the first bank that figures out how to really establish a virtual branch where you come in and it's like walking into a branch, and you're able to connect with somebody or correct with the right department, get away from the traditional website, that bank will do billions.
Yeah, because you can't be hands off in the banking world. I want to know who got my money, and I need to be able to see you personally, not some generic bot. So, Lawrence, would you like? You have your hand up, but would you also like to introduce yourself while you're doing that? And Emma, there's a message in the chat from Bobby Hines to you.
Oh, okay.
We can't hear you, Mr. Johnson. There we go.
Hear me now? Okay.
Mhm.
So my name is Larry Johnson, and I am the program lead advisor for the Small Business Development Center at El Camino College.
Oh.
And just to provide some additional information, you know, banks like Chase and Bank of America and Citibank are all wonderful banks, and they love our money. But if you really want personal service and you don't have $1 million in the bank, I would strongly suggest, and we strongly urge people to pay attention to their local community banks and credit unions.
Yeah.
They will give you personalized service. They will treat you not like a number, and your odds of and you have as much access to SBA loans through those smaller institutions as you would at Bank of America and Chase. In fact, you may have greater access because every institution has different credit criteria. Even though you may qualify under SBA criteria, you've also got to qualify under Bank of America, Chase, and Wells criteria. Their criteria will be much more severe than, let's say, Connecta Credit Union or USC Credit Union or VEDC. So pay attention to those local community banks, and please don't hesitate to contact your local Small Business Development Center for further assistance and guidance. There's no fee for our services. The SBA pays all of those charges.
So maybe, Mr. Johnson, we need to get you in to talk about El Camino small business. We talked to Stephen, if he's still on here, to reach out to you. So put your contact information in the chat so we can get you to talk about your program there.
I sure will.
All righty. Thank you very much. And Miss Tina Phillips.
Hi, good morning. This is Tina Phillips from Multicultural Community Production Association. We advocate for diversity in the television, film, and digital spaces. And we also just make sure that we have our outreach and our briefings with the community.
Okay. Another person, Stephen, we might want to have on and talk about her, what she does. Welcome, welcome. Bianca, you talk, but you didn't tell them who you were. You want to tell everybody who you are and what you do?
I love talking about me, Donna.
Okay.
Hi, my name is Bianca Volbecki, and I'm the owner of Volbecki Enterprises. We're a general contracting company that provides services for the construction industry that includes trucking, staffing, and material purchasing. And we're LA County, located in LA County.
Okie dokie. Bianca, I got a proposition for you. You and your husband work together, don't you?
Yes.
Okay. Gilbert and I are launching a show about entrepreneurs and love language in October, and we'd love to have you guys come on as a working couple. We're gonna do that for the month of October. It's a hot topic.
Business love month, huh?
Yeah, business love month.
It's interesting working with your spouse.
Yeah, that's why we gonna have you on. So I will reach you offline so we can work all out the details, but we're going to be having those conversations. Yeah, as a single entrepreneur, it's not always easy for us out here. We think differently. Emma, did you want to tell them about the SBA, or did you already?
I think we talked about the SBA already.
Okay.
And I see more people that are here. I would love to hear from them.
Okay. All righty, guys. Mr. Kevin.
SBA just wrote to me, Emma, that loan's not getting forgiven. I got to set up my portal to pay. I kept laying it at the altar, but didn't happen, huh?
Hey, I'm glad that they caught up with you.
Oh man. Hey, I'm telling you, this is an exciting time this week, today. His message, the folks that are on the call. First of all, hi, I'm Kevin Caleb. Now here, Kevin Caleb today, representing New York Life, Southern California. We got an office over in Glendale. I've got some fabulous stories to share with you and some new ways that best practices are going to help us eliminate debt, but more importantly, take care of those things that are really important. And I'm dealing with right now, spending pennies to buy dollars for the future we know we'll have to spend. What I'm talking about is my lifetime of caring for others, my lifetime of caring for my mother, my brother, my sister, and family and community and kids and youthful offenders and all of that. And today my focus is on long-term care, because we all are going to need it. And New York Life is who I represent. We have some incredible products, but more importantly, I'm a community member. This hat tells you where I roll, Inglewood and the Abounds. I'm still there. My mother lives in the house on the street. I went to elementary school, so I'm not ever going to leave the communities I serve. I'm here to be a resource, period.
Well, thank you much, sir. Thank you much, sir. We appreciate you.
I
offer life services and long-term care, so that's your one-time shot to promote.
Competition,
right?
Hey, you know what? What's this? Here's the thing. I am in competition with no one. I am Kevin Caleb today, bringing good news evangelistically, if you will. You want to hear my stories because they will resonate with your life if you're like me and you got people you care about. Hey, I'm not in competition with you. I'm not in competition in your city. You will see me. I have been there since 1985. I'm going nowhere. We got great news, and you and I will just coalesce on how we deliver this message because it's good news. I'm
All
off.
Cue
right.
violins, right? Get the violins going.
He didn't get his name.
Mr. Devon Davis, you were one of our first or second guests on the community briefing, 2 years ago in 2020. So welcome.
Hi, can you hear me okay?
We can.
Excellent, excellent. I have to thank Stephen. He invited me back when Wendell was speaking, so I appreciate the invitation back to hear, because to be honest, I learned stuff from different parts of Wells Fargo, so I appreciate the invite back to the conversation today. And I'm actually going to connect with Wendell, let him know I saw him, and probably connect him with someone in our community relations department who can give information on that neighborhood lift program, because that's the key. We got to get that information out for people to use the program. So I'm going to connect with Wendell and make sure we get that information to you and Greg. Another thing I wanted to point out, I am with Wells Fargo, but I work in the middle market group. So we're working businesses that have revenues from 50 million to 2 billion. So there's a lot of stuff that happens at Wells Fargo that I'm not even involved in. And in fact, I think Bianca, she may know more people at Wells Fargo than I do. She's a networker. But the last thing I want to say is Wells Fargo invested in minority depository institutions, so Black-owned banks. We invested 50 million, I think, in about 13 different banks, and one of them was City First that acquired Broadway Federal. So there is some investment there. And one more point I want to make is there is a need for all different types of banks. You got your Wells Fargo's, JP Morgan's, Bank of America's, your regional banks, your community banks, your credit unions. They all serve a purpose, and they should all be part of what we think about helping our businesses. But that doesn't excuse Wells Fargo from not reaching down and helping others. So I would, continue to make sure, if Wells Fargo's not meeting the need, let them know, and I'll do the same.
And did you say the middle market is what, from 50 million to 2 billion?
Correct.
That's middle, huh?
Yeah, that's middle. So if you go above that, there's a lot of businesses over 2 billion.
I'm talking about the 50, right? So under, you're at 49 million. You're still a small business, right?
We all should be so lucky, man.
And Devon, how do we find out about like the scholarships for small businesses? I know that a couple years ago, Wells Fargo gave me a scholarship to go to Dartmouth University to help me to become a better leader. So how come some of the businesses here ask about that? I mean, that was a great experience. It took my business to the next level. And I'm sure we can all on this call benefit from a program like that.
This was for a certificate or a degree? What was it for?
It was for a 7-day training course in executive at Dartmouth. And that was all paid for by Wells Fargo. And a lot of the people in the class were there because they had the scholarship from Wells Fargo.
Okay. What I'm going to do, I'm going to reach out to my community relations group that works in my building and ask about that program, because I'm not familiar with that program, but ask what that program was and if they're doing it again.
Okay.
Yeah, that'd be pretty awesome. Thank you so much, Devon. Please come back anytime.
Absolutely.
Wells Fargo is now a sponsor of the community briefing, so you're welcome back anytime.
Absolutely.
And we do thank you. Miss Renee Taylor, you want to tell us about the employment and the dollars and the monies that are out there for employers?
Yeah. Okay. I'm Renee Tabor. I've been here many times before with the same message. And what we offer through ERC, Employee Retention Credit, is a mainstream opportunity that we Blacks and minorities don't get, and women don't get all the time. So I'm here to let you know about that through ERC, This is a plan that the president signed 3 times already, different programs trying to give more money and more money. And we're still having difficulty giving it out. It's a grant. You don't have to pay it back. It's up to $26,000 per W-2 employee. The other grant is for new businesses that started after February 15th. They're giving them up to $50,000 per eligible quarter. So it's a lot of money. I've talked to a few people that are on this line today, so I thank you for the attention that you're giving to this serious program. And I see at least 6 of you here. So thank you, and thank you also for the referrals. I haven't signed anybody in this group, but we're working towards getting that done. We also work with your accountants. We have a special program for them. And we have a referral program for people that want to refer people.
Okay.
That's in mind. And this is for nonprofit businesses and for-profit businesses. The nonprofits, we need you too, or you need us. I mean, why not? This is, we hate to say this, but this is free money that you are eligible for just because you kept your employees on board during COVID.
Awesome. Awesome. I'm going to send you a referral over to a couple of my clients that, you know, have a great deal of their revenue comes from, of their expenses come out from their employees, and they did maintain them during the pandemic. So I will refer a couple of people over to you, Renee.
Okay. And I have one last thing to say. If you receive PPP or EIDL, is okay. You still can be eligible for this program.
Okay, I'm gonna email you over a couple of people today. Let's see who we have. Robin, I know you're getting treatment, but hello, Robin. Everybody say hello to Robin.
Hi, Robin.
she's been busy in the chat.
Yeah,
Mr. Bobby.
Questions in the chat.
Mr. Bobby.
Supplier diversity.
Well, you know, supplier diversity and banking is her thing.
We're gonna send your questions over to him.
Bobby Hines and AJ. Bobby, you want to say hello?
Hi, my name is Bobby Hines. I'm an international trade specialist with the U.S. Department of Commerce. My main goal is successful export of U.S. goods and services. Just a little history. I've been with Wells Fargo since I think 1975 when they purchased Crocker Bank. I've been an advisor and friend to the Black Business Association. I think that goes back to 1988. Skip and I arrived in Los Angeles several months from each other. What I would like to, well, first of all, thank you for inviting me to this meeting. I am very impressed with all the things that you have shared, and I offer my sincere gratitude. I would like to learn more. As I think Emma referenced the Biden administration, they have literally poured billions of dollars into economic development with emphasis on African Americans, Latinos, and Native Americans, and others. I could go on and on and on, but I would ask that you make contact with me. I am located in Los Angeles, and I really hope to be with future calls that you have. Lastly, we in the Global Diversity Initiative. I'm a past team leader of that. Our current leader is Terry Batch, who I'm guessing some of you know. We would like to reach out to your clients or have them reach out to us. Again, thank you for this opportunity. And I don't know if you can see me. I did go on.
Yeah, we can actually see you. If you would put your information, Bobby, in the chat, your contact information, I'd appreciate that. I have a couple of clients that are looking at wanting to do international business, and they're clueless. So thank you very much. Yes, Ms. Tina.
I wanted to just put in from what Mr. Hines said, that also under the U.S. Department of Commerce is the Minority Business Development Agency. We have a branch right here in Los Angeles. They do quite a bit of work out of Hawaii now. That is their key service area out of Maui, I believe. And the MBDA.gov helps minority businesses to get their certifications. And also they help with what Mr. Hines had mentioned, getting people prepared, businesses prepared for international business.
Okay, awesome. Thank you. We're definitely going to have you come in and talk about all of that. Stephen, he is going to be reaching out to you at his convenience. AJ, and before we get to AJ, because that'll be it, and we're going to close down. Our guest next week is Mr. Larry Keener. He's from the food. Let me see. Let me get this from Stephen. He's on food safety and the business of food production. So make sure anybody you know or any of your clients that have restaurants, and make sure they're on the call next week at 11 a.m. on the community briefing. The link that you use is the same link for everyone. So just share the notification that you get. Miss Andrea, you are going to close us out if you're there.
Yes, I'm here. Hi. I wasn't sure if you were talking to me or not.
Yes.
It's always a surprise to sit in, be a fly on the wall here, and so glad to see Wells Fargo support Black businesses. My business currently is on hiatus, but it's Today's Entrepreneur, which is a nonprofit female Black-owned business, which I help businesses, Black-owned businesses in all industries globally with the couture businesses that I have. And one of the groups that I've just had an epiphany over the last 3 weeks that I'm bringing on under my umbrella is foster care youth. I'm stepping up to the plate to be an advocate for the foster care youth that have come out of the foster care system, but they're not ready to go into society. And the skills that I have, I can definitely help them. So look forward to that in the future, that I've added that hat to my other hats of advocate for the foster care youth. So, and being a part of this here, wow, I'm so excited. I see one person is not here today, which I think wherever he is and we show up, he's been a longtime supporter of this organization, and which is Danger Man.
Oh yeah, he's probably. He usually texts me the day before to let me know he's not coming, but he must have worked last night. But he will be back next week. He's a avid supporter. He's saving the world. Thank you, guys.
Yes,
and maybe Greg, you can introduce her to Jackie Broxton. Isn't that Jackie's space, the foster world? So, guys, it is that moment. Thank you so much. This was a powerful, informational filled platform. So we will see you next Thursday at 11 a.m. And for those of you that are going to be coming out to celebrate Skip, I will see you on Saturday. I'm excited, and please reach out and connect with one another.
Yes.
And we will see you guys next week. Bye-bye. Have a good one.
Bye.
Stay cool. See you on Saturday, Miss Emma.
Yes. Stand on till you quit recording.
Yeah. All right.
I'm cool like that. I'm cool.